Yeah, there's so many things wrapped up in this topic, Jen. I think we all know that that women tend to outlive men, and yet most people, when they hire us, they might be anywhere from their mid-50s to mid-60s. And let's say you're married at that time, it's not really very fun to think about like your spouse dying and now you're living on your own, right? That's kind of like the last thing any of us wants to think about. But on top of the statistic you shared, the one that really jarred me when I heard it is 80% of men die married, while 80% of women die single. Now let me repeat that. 80% of men are married when they die, 80% of women are single when they die. That number just shocks me. And it just goes to show that I think we do a very poor job of preparing for that. And so now take it to another level, because that's one part of this that's complicated. The other thing is, a lot of times couples will come in and they almost, they'll talk to one of our advisors and they almost feel guilty about the fact they'll say, well, one of us primarily handles the finances. And I always want to say, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, part of the beauty of a marriage is you can kind of divvy up the responsibilities, right? It doesn't make sense for both people to be involved in every single thing all the time because life is complicated and you probably want to have hobbies and actually do things you enjoy doing. And so, to your point, maybe the woman handles the investments and things like that, but that's actually not the most common. And so this is something we see all the time. We bring this up, Jen. It used to be estate planning was kind of like having your will in place and things like that. I say to our married couples, I say the biggest part of estate planning for you isn't what goes to kids if you have any. The biggest part is what happens if something happens to one of you. We need to make sure that you're both, we want to be prepared if you both live a long, healthy life, that you have plenty of money and it lasts a really long time, but we also have to be prepared if something happens to one of you. Either one of you gets sick or one of you passes away. We need to make sure that surviving spouse is protected, and that's part of this entire topic. And I will say, we've had people hire us, Jen, specifically for this reason, where the husband will say, I've handled all these things all these years. I don't feel like I need someone to help me, but I need to make sure that no one's taking advantage of my life. I want to have a long-term relationship with someone if something happens to me.